Have you ever been told that you're difficult to deal with, overly defensive, emotionally draining, or even toxic? Maybe a friendship ended unexpectedly, a relationship became strained, or people slowly started distancing themselves from you without clearly explaining why. If you've ever found yourself wondering whether your own behavior might be affecting your relationships, then today's book may be worth your attention. The book we're exploring today is How to Stop Being Toxic, step-by-step guide on how to stop being a toxic, emotional vampire and start building healthy relationships by Antony Felix. First published in 2022, this self-help book focuses on helping readers identify toxic behaviors, understand where those behaviors come from, and begin the process of building healthier relationships. Rather than pointing fingers at other people, the book encourages readers to look inward and honestly evaluate their own actions. One reason this book stands out is that it addresses a topic many people avoid. It's easy to recognize toxic behavior in someone else, but much harder to recognize it in ourselves. The author argues that genuine personal growth begins when we're willing to examine our own habits, reactions, and communication styles. From the very beginning, the book focuses on self-awareness. Readers are encouraged to look closely at the words they use, the way they respond during disagreements, and the emotional patterns that may be damaging their relationships. The goal is not to create guilt or shame, but to help readers become more conscious of behaviors they may not have noticed before. A major theme throughout the book is the concept of toxic behavior. According to the author, toxic habits often develop gradually and can become so familiar that people stop noticing them altogether. This means that someone may genuinely care about others while still engaging in behaviors that create conflict, frustration, or emotional distance. The book also explores the idea of the emotional vampire. This term refers to people who unintentionally drain the energy of those around them through constant negativity, excessive emotional dependence, or a never-ending need for reassurance and validation. By understanding these patterns, readers can begin taking steps toward healthier emotional habits. Another important focus of the book is accountability. The author encourages readers to stop viewing themselves solely as victims of circumstances and to consider how their own choices contribute to the outcomes they experience. This shift in perspective can be uncomfortable, but it is presented as a necessary step toward meaningful change. Communication plays a significant role throughout the book as well. Readers learn why certain words, reactions, and communication habits can create misunderstandings and tension in relationships. The author explains that healthier communication often begins with listening more carefully and responding more thoughtfully. Empathy is another skill the book encourages readers to develop. Rather than viewing every disagreement through a personal lens, readers are challenged to consider the emotions, experiences, and perspectives of other people. This simple shift can dramatically improve both personal and professional relationships. One of the book's strengths is its practical focus. Instead of spending all its time describing problems, it aims to provide readers with actionable guidance for making positive changes. The emphasis is on transformation rather than simply identifying faults. As readers progress through the book, they are encouraged to examine common defense mechanisms that may be sabotaging their relationships. The author suggests that many people react defensively when confronted with criticism because they view feedback as a threat rather than an opportunity to grow. Learning to respond differently can improve both communication and trust. The book also discusses how toxic behaviors can become deeply ingrained over time. Many habits develop through years of repetition and may have roots in past experiences, family dynamics, or previous relationships. Understanding where these behaviors originate can make them easier to change. What makes this book particularly accessible is its straightforward writing style. The ideas are presented in a way that most readers can understand without requiring a background in psychology or personal development. This allows the lessons to feel practical rather than overly academic. Readers who are serious about improving their relationships will likely appreciate the book's emphasis on personal responsibility. The author repeatedly returns to the idea that lasting change begins with individual action. While we cannot control how others behave, we can control how we respond and how we treat the people around us. The book is especially relevant for readers who have been told that they are difficult to communicate with, or who find themselves repeating the same relationship problems over and over again. It encourages honest reflection, while also offering hope that change is possible. Rather than labeling people as permanently toxic, it treats unhealthy behaviors as patterns that can be replaced with healthier ones. Another valuable aspect of the book is its focus on emotional growth. Readers are encouraged to become more aware of their emotions, manage those emotions more effectively, and avoid placing the burden of their emotional well-being entirely on others. This can lead to stronger and more balanced relationships. By focusing on empathy, accountability, communication, and self-awareness, the book presents a framework for becoming a healthier friend, partner, family member, and colleague. The lessons are intended to help readers create relationships built on respect, trust, and genuine understanding. These are skills that remain valuable long after finishing the final page. If you've ever questioned whether your own habits might be affecting your relationships, this book provides an opportunity for honest self-examination. It challenges readers to look beyond excuses and begin taking responsibility for their personal growth. For many people, that may be the first step toward creating healthier and more meaningful connections. Ultimately, How to Stop Being Toxic is a book about transformation. It is not about judging people or making them feel bad about their mistakes. It is about recognizing unhealthy patterns, learning healthier alternatives, and becoming the kind of person who contributes positively to the lives of others. If the idea of building stronger relationships, improving communication, and becoming more self-aware appeals to you, this book may be worth exploring. Let me know in the comments whether you've ever had to confront an uncomfortable truth about your own behavior and what you learned from that experience. Sometimes the hardest lessons are the ones that help us grow the most.